Okay. It's your boys Intoxicating Sports back for another pod, season 3, episode 8. I am your man, B-Team Brady Simpson.
That's him.
To the right, standing tall, is Adam Bowman.
Oh, baby.
And to my left is Hunter Prodzinski. Sitting short. It's just the three amigos today. No Josiah's Cruzetta. He's out on a whim. And we're ready to fucking go, I guess. Let's fucking go. NFL, another week. Crazy shit happening. Vikings undefeated still. Steelers lose. That's a bummer. Bengals. What the fuck? Browns. The Browns. What the fuck? Oh, God. I'm ready.
God.
As always, we go through the schedule. We got a couple new games for you guys. We have Drunk Draft at the very end. Some bets to give out today. Like always, man, we're looking forward to the show. What's up, guys? How you guys doing? You didn't want to stand the whole time?
Legs already hurt.
Welcome back to the ground floor.
Yeah. You have a little thing off the end of that right there?
I would like to note that was actually a pretty good angle of us, and we might want to throw a little camera up there.
Up there?
Yeah.
Wouldn't mind a direct, one-on-one shot.
Sky cam?
Spy cam?
Sky cam.
Oh, yeah.
I like spy cams.
With instant replay available. Man in the sky.
So, it's just us three today. Let's fucking go. Let's ball out. I'm going to start you guys off with a story, okay?
Story time.
So, this morning, I woke up, I went to the gym, and I had to go to the bathroom when I was at the gym.
This is how I've heard so many stories.
Okay.
Exact
But
way.
I swear this is different, okay? So I go down. I just got done doing abs and stretching. I'm like, fuck, I got to go before I hit my shoulders. I go and do that. I go into the one stall, and there's no TP. So
Toilet paper.
Okay, walk out, walk in the other one.
Thanks.
Where there is TP. And, I'll
Do
do
you
my
call it
business.
TP?
What?
Do you
did
call
right
it TP
there.
all the time?
No, I just shortened my story, I guess. I don't know.
Crunch for time here.
So, dude sits down next to me in the handicap stall with no TP. I'm listening to a podcast, and then I kind of hear in the background like, "Hey, yo, big dog."
No.
Yes. I chuckled. Yeah. So you got any TP over there? And I was like, yeah, dude. So I just all right, hold on. And then I just start fucking railing this thing out.
All right.
Not the adjective I would have used.
And underneath, I'm like, here you go. And we just literally gave him TP. And he's like, all right, thanks, bro. And that was
Should have grabbed its hand.
the weirdest. I've never had that happen to me before. Oh, our fingers are. A little tip of his finger touched mine.
Oh, was it wet?
And I felt really weird about it. Super weird. I mean, I told that to
Your
Corey today, this morning, and she was like, she didn't think anything of it. She's like, girls do that all the time. Like, what?
How often are you guys out of TP?
I mean, I guess they're always sitting down, and they always use it to wipe their
front butt.
Yeah. Yeah.
Their inward penis.
I was like, no, that's so weird. I've never had someone do that. When I first walked out, because I saw his shoes, I started looking around to see if I could match the shoes with the guy who just asked me for TP.
Couldn't find him?
Didn't see him.
Man.
He might have left right after that.
It's like your Cinderella.
He probably changed shoes. Knew you were on him.
Yeah, I was thinking he just came in there to shit and then left.
Those were his shitting shoes. He had changed back. So, yeah, weird start to the morning.
You made a new friend.
Yeah. Let me know if that's ever happened to any of you guys. That's definitely a first.
I hope we have the other guy listening. And he's
awesome.
like, no way. I was telling my girlfriend the same story.
He waited for me to get out. And he's like, hey, actually, I'm a loyal listener. I could tell by your voice.
Maybe he tracked you in there.
Okay.
Solid
So,
story.
You start
I'll take it.
Nice story. Yeah.
I was hoping for better, but you know what? We'll take it. That's a 6 out of 10.
Not bad.
That's 6 out of 10.
Okay. I've got right here for you guys just 1 minute trivia. I think you should get this relatively quickly.
In under a minute?
like in 25. Actually, one question might sum you up. I didn't come with that much, but
Okay.
you guys ready?
Born.
Was this
Get
trivia?
it's just get your brain going, okay?
With Josias?
Yeah, he almost railed him off last week.
He was doing so well until Bon Jarvis Green Ellis.
That was not it.
I was telling them that they had the Bon Jarvis Green Ellis jersey at DraftKings because the answer was.
I said, who's the all-time leading rusher for the Jags? He said Maurice Claret.
Close.
Because we were going to say Maurice Jones, or I was going to say Maurice Jones-Drew.
Yeah.
I didn't. Maybe that's what he was going for,
For sure.
but it was Fred Taylor.
Yeah.
But then I said, speaking of 3-word running backs, we saw a Bon Jarvis Green Ellis jersey,
Oh, yeah.
which is just such a random name.
That is
from the
super
past. Yeah, love it though.
All right, boys, 1 minute trivia. First question. Starting now. Who was the lone Browns cover athlete for Madden?
Peyton Hillis.
Nice. How many regular season MVPs does LeBron have?
Oh God, Bowman.
4.
That's correct.
Let's go.
Name the first 5 presidents in order.
Oh my God.
Washington, Adams, Jefferson, Adams, Monroe.
You have
Adams was not
1,
4, 2, right?
2, 3, and 5 right.
Yeah.
You do not have 4 right.
It's not Adams again.
Madison.
Yeah, there you go.
There's another Adams, I think.
Maybe later.
There's 2 James because their first name James Madison, James Monroe. So maybe you're thinking of that.
Oh,
I thought Adams Jr.
Adams was the first VP. Maybe that. I don't know.
Okay.
I didn't really have any other questions in that.
We did it.
Yeah.
Hooray.
Really quick, you know.
That was pretty good.
What number was Abe Lincoln?
16.
Okay.
He's older than that. For sure.
I have to do a shotgun.
So if Trump got elected again, would he? Would
I
he be
wondered this
45 and 47. But
I guess.
he what? I mean, is he really the 47th? He's the same person that he was with the 45th.
Has that happened before? No. Never? Because that's pretty crazy.
I don't know.
What do you mean?
I
There's
don't
been.
think so. Maybe.
Well, they call presidents by what number they are. So he's the 45.
Oh,
But-
gotcha. So if you win again, then you're just 45. Like you can't.
He'd have to be
Like-
47. He'd get 2 numbers, I think.
What are you saying? Like if you do 2 terms, like you do 8 years.
No one else goes.
Like I don't know. Like it's like if you did any accomplishment, but then you did it again. Were you the first and the 5th to do it? I guess.
Right.
I mean, he.
But to be something, but he was already president.
I'm thinking this has never come up before. So.
It's had to. There's been people who've done 2 terms, right?
But they go back to back, so
yeah,
it doesn't
not
matter.
split.
Yep. Okay. So how do they do that then?
Well, he would just you'd keep the same number. 'Cause
Okay,
you were still
you're not
that
adding
number
another.
in
Okay.
place, and then the next president, even if it's 8 years, just gets to the next because they're the 46th president. So Trump is the 45th president to do, or would be the 45th, and
Grover Cleveland
so
had Benjamin Harrison in between them.
do you get 2 numbers?
What do you want
What's
to
it
call
say
him?
on his death certificate?
He's 22 and 24. Okay, let's check his.
Okay, so yeah, they get 2. So he gets 2. I think the
Yeah,
tattoo.
his Wikipedia says
should get
22nd
the
and 24th.
number- They should have to get the number tattooed on them. Like
Yeah, because then I
on their
think if
forehead.
they didn't do that, then they would assume that Biden was like
I think they should have to shift everyone down.
longer period of time.
I don't think you get 2 numbers.
You got to pick one.
You were just the. Okay, or they could add a
No,
word and say the 22nd and the 24th elected president.
Yeah, well,
I don't like it just being president.
I don't think it's anything official. Sure, you can have my keys.
Oh, honestly, I thought these were Bowman's, but I did not see the nationwide thing.
It's not nationwide.
Yeah, I'm gonna shotgun, guys. I lost drunk draft this week. The results will be out at the end of the pod, and you'll see what the hell happened.
We'll get to it. But
If you
them
guys-
Pop-Tarts, baby.
I voted for you,
Uh,
Hunter.
Thank you. It was a clear winner. I
Yeah.
think they agreed on the pod. I was probably gonna win.
I agreed with the winner in that you should have won. I don't understand how Josiah had so many more votes than me.
I would agree with that.
I don't understand.
Just cornered the market.
He went so sugary. He went so fudge. He had 2 fudge. He had hot fudge sundae and chocolate fudge.
I think I've had one
fudge guy.
flavor of Pop-Tarts ever. It's strawberry.
For real?
I don't think I've ever had another Pop-Tart.
That's really like depressing.
Yeah, it would have been the worst draft of all time for me.
It's like
It's pretty bland.
you've only had one flavor of ice cream, vanilla.
I haven't had a Pop-Tart in
Well, me too.
a dozen years.
Probably, yeah, since high school or something, but still a staples. We'll get to that drunk draft at the end of the pod as always, but give a little sneak preview. I chose to do receivers of the 2000s. Best receivers of the last 24 years. So if you want to hear us pick those, stick around to the end of the pod. I had fun picking up my list for
I
that.
thought this was retrievers, like the dog.
Oh, you got Airbud?
Okay.
You picked Airbud? Dang.
Let's get into some football, boys.
Why not?
All right, I'm starting with the hottest topic out there right now in the sports world. It's that the Browns fucking blow dicks. it's oh my God.
Oh, good.
What's funny about this is that I picked the Browns to upset the Commanders in our Survivor.
Sure did.
I thought it'd go differently. I thought Commanders going to be on a little flip-flop. Had some good weeks and then come down just like basically every team in the league except for two. But the Browns just look, man, like I think at this point you pretty much just got to like eat your shit and just say, man, we made the worst decision in NFL history. The worst contract in NFL history was given to this man. This is the worst business decision ever made. And you just got to go with Jameis and then see what's up from now on. Because do you guys agree or you want to keep trying him?
No, this is reminiscent of Brock Osweiler. That contract. You remember that shit? This has officially gone so bad this year. Like, I get them giving him another year and whatnot. But at this point, like, it's past, like, reasonable decision-making. By that I mean, I don't think anyone can argue that they should be starting him over Deshaun Watson other than, like, they just gave him so much money, so they have to.
Yeah.
Which means it's like, then it's like ownership. That means it's ownership. Because no one in the coaching, no coach, no player, no one that actually sees the field on a Sunday thinks that he should be starting and shouldn't have Jameis. He's a competent backup out there. So that just makes me think that their hands are tied, and it's just ownership saying, we gave him a ton of money, we have to play him, we have to play him. Nothing you can do, coaches. I don't care what you say, Kevin Stefanski. It's gotten to that point where, like, you never want that out of your team. You never want the ownership having a say in who sees the field and who doesn't. And, I mean, wouldn't you agree? How can anyone argue that they should still be starting Deshaun Watson over at least giving Jameis a chance?
I have no idea. I mean, it's only money. It's because of that. Only reason why.
Which is just awful. I feel for Browns fans, honestly. Like, they've been bad
I don't.
in the past and, like, really bad. But this is, like, you're beyond bad. You're not even trying to get better.
You're paying someone $50 million a year to be bad.
Yeah. Like, and they're not even trying to. They have an option that could, honestly, I'm guessing they'd go somewhere around 500 if they had Jameis for a whole season. Like, their team is not bad. Defense is still pretty good. They have a solid coaching staff. Their coaches won Coach of the Year twice, I believe, for the Browns already. But they have an owner that just says, nah, sunk cost fallacy. What is that? We got to keep rolling them out there. We gave him, I mean, that's an unreal contract. Unreal. And they're still stuck with him for another year after this, aren't they? They have one more, like, guaranteed year. I'll pull up his contract right now.
I would think so because this is only like the second full. You know what?
I think this might be his third.
I think it's
He
third, but they gave him like 4.
He didn't play that first year. He had a suspension, and then last year he got hurt. Joe Flacco comes in, and they kind of kill it.
And then Joe Flacco wants to stay in Cleveland. And they say, nah, we can't have the controversy, bro.
Flacco goes to Indy and he puts up another 300-yard games and multiple touchdown passes.
That's tough. I do think the Browns have like multiple issues, but this has got to be your starting point. It's not even like Jameis. I'm looking at him like, wow, he could start in some places. It's that Watson's just so bad. I mean, I don't give a fuck who your backup would be. I would just start the backup, whoever it may be, because you got to get something else going. They gave up 7 sacks to the Commanders, so that's a lot.
They guaranteed his salary through 2026. He has a cap hit next year of $72 million and a cap hit in 2026 of $72 million. And then they can finally void his 27 and 28 years if they want. They'll restructure that so the cap hit won't be probably $73 million the next 2 years, but he is going to be on the Browns roster unless they can trade someone else to eat the money through 2026. That is unreal.
I would say the Commanders
really is the worst contract.
34-13, like whooped their ass, and I think it should have been worse too. Jaden Daniels had a good game, but he did throw a red zone pick as they're about to score. They also fumbled the ball in their own territory, gave the Browns a possession right there, and they still couldn't do shit with it. Kicked the field goal. They got murdered and could have got murdered by more. That was just kind of like the most pathetic thing I've seen in a while. But I love it. It was fucking awesome. That was pretty cool.
Just dancing on their graves.
Yeah. If you want to feel even worse, my dad called me after that game, and we had a good laugh about it. So Chuck's on your guys' ass, too.
All the Browns fans love me right now.
Yeah, shout out P-Rap. Your team's doing really nice.
It was like, as Browns fans, like it was, I don't know if you've talked to a Browns fan in the last just week or two. Like they have gotten from mad to just like depressed. Like they're so over it. So don't even want to watch, don't even care, and I don't blame one bit.
How many weeks ago did we have Jake Stratton on that he said after the performance that they should switch right now?
Yeah, that was week 2 or 3.
Yeah, that was really early on.
That's what I'm like. It has been so obvious for weeks now that I'm at a loss for words. Usually it's not this apparent. Usually, even the most confident you have in your quarterback, you're okay to sit him for a game or something because you can always go back if you want.
Sure.
But for them to be like, no, this is the worst quarterback play in the NFL, but it doesn't matter. We can't even think about starting Jameis or even putting him in the middle of a game to finish out a game or something.
On to the undefeated Minnesota Vikings. They improved to 5-0 after beating the Jets 23-17. This is the first of the London destination games.
Another one this week.
Yeah. Your community service bet did hit in the first.
Sure did. They were up 10-0 after the first quarter.
That he gave out last week.
Did you tail it?
No. I put it in a parlay with my boost that I had. And I forget what didn't hit. It was that I had the...
Just trying to give you winners, Brady.
Oh, it was Sammy D to throw 2 touchdowns was the thing I didn't hit.
Oh, yep.
So
he had a tough game.
Yeah, I was 2 for 3 on that. The Vikings won with no offense.
Yeah.
Which I think is the first time that they've done that this year.
It was by far Sam Darnold's worst game of the year on offense. It got progressively worse, and he took a big hit like late first, early second quarter that he was down for a minute there, like right to the ribs. And then afterwards, he was just air-mailing passes. So I don't know if it was like a direct correlation or not, but regardless, he had a very bad game. And it kind of was just on our defense. Van Ginkel had another pick six in the first quarter that got that bet through, and then more or less they just kind of stifled Aaron Rodgers the whole time. Aaron Rodgers had 3 picks.
Mm-hmm.
You saw that. Last one, Stephon Gilmore, who now look at this. This is a cool stat. Stephon Gilmore has career interceptions over Peyton Manning, Tom Brady, and now Aaron Rodgers. That's a hell of a career.
It's pretty dope.
So anytime you can go and pick off Aaron Rodgers 3 times in a game, just shows our defense is just as good, if not more, of a factor in our offense, and definitely going to keep us as contenders, even if Sam Darnold doesn't play like an MVP the whole year, which he won't. But yeah, good going into the bye 5-0, and got the Jets head coach fired because of it, which I don't really agree with, but it's still funny to see the 2 days after the game.
I'd say to be fair to the Vikings offense too, the Jets defense is the one good part of their game.
For sure.
So,
it wasn't horrendous. We had a couple turnovers. Sam Darnold threw a pick, no touchdowns, I believe. But yeah, it was not what you want. Good to see a defense like pick up if their offense is struggling. Though I feel like that's what good teams do, and haven't really had that combo in Minnesota for probably since 2017. So it's good to see like a good hallmark of a good team, good football team.
that would make me feel better about my team if I could win with my defense.
Right.
Show that. That's pretty dope. So, yeah, Jets fire Robert Saleh. I mean, it's only 5 games in. But didn't you say at the beginning of the year that he was the favored to win Coach of the Year and favored to get fired?
That was him, wasn't it?
I'm pretty sure, right?
That actually could be true and would make sense. I can't believe they fired him. They were only 2-3.
Or maybe maybe it was most bet. That maybe makes more sense.
Maybe.
Most bet to get fired first, most bet to win Coach of the Year.
Both could be true. I mean, Jets came into this year really, like they could go either way. Either Aaron Rodgers comes out and balls, and they just use that with a great defense and they win 11, 12 games. Or Aaron Rodgers comes in off 40 and Achilles injury and kind of sucks dick, and they win 5 games. Now, they probably are somewhere more in the middle, probably like a 500 team-ish. Aaron Rodgers isn't playing that well, but he's also not a disaster, and their defense is still pretty good. But that's why I was so surprised that they just fired Robert Saleh. That has to be more on the like Aaron Rodgers versus Saleh contention, right? Because I think even if they kept Saleh in, they're winning. They're playoff. They're gonna push for the playoffs this year. At least with Saleh, they would have. I can't believe they do much better finding a coach mid-season.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think Saleh is a good coach, but
he's not a bad. There's a lot of worse head coaches out there.
Yeah.
But I 100% think that Aaron Rodgers, because they've been talking that beef up since like training camp.
Yeah.
And then they get asked about it each week, and one of them like brushes it off. They're never on the same page. Saleh says one thing during a press conference, Aaron Rodgers says another, and then Saleh comes back and like rectifies and says, "Oh yeah," and then kind of agrees with Aaron. Like Aaron Rodgers is running that shit, and I think ultimately they're probably like, Aaron's like, "Dude, I don't want this guy." But also, I mean, Saleh's not the one going out there and throwing 3 picks. So, I mean, like, Aaron Rodgers just threw 3 fucking interceptions.
So I'm saying it's like it's reminiscent of like in the NBA in the recent years, like LeBron kind of has a ton of say in the Lakers organization, and which you always want to be careful of listening to players more than coaches, siding with players over coaches. But at least with LeBron, it's fucking LeBron James, one of the greatest basketball players of all time. Probably still like leading your team to championships, whatnot. Aaron Rodgers has played 5 games for this team, and he's 40, and he's not proven to be elite at 40 for this team. Like I can't believe that they're just siding with him over Robert Saleh right now. Enough that they're gonna fire Robert Saleh at 2-3, and what should be a playoff team.
Is there any coaching people on the radar, coaches that on the radar they said yet?
They just they just put their D coordinator. They elevated him. I saw Marvin Lewis trending on Twitter.
Lewis. Wow.
I don't know if it was in reference to the
Come
Jets,
back.
but
They get Bill Belichick in there.
Yeah, that's who they should fucking go ask. I feel like Bill's enjoying himself right now, though.
Yeah, he has a million media contracts and shit. I don't think he'd go mid-year. Next year maybe though.
say outside of week 1 where they got stopped by the Niners, I mean they held 24-17 over the Titans, 24-3 over the Patriots. They only gave up 10 points to the Broncos and lost 10-9.
Yeah,
And if you don't throw a pick 6 against the Vikings, the game's a lot different, but you win off of just the points alone there. But yeah,
Aaron Rodgers threw 3 picks. You can't expect to win.
Yeah.
With that, including one
Like
pick 6. Like
Aaron Rodgers,
And a
the offense.
pick
You're
at
not
the end
doing your
there
job. You're
on
not
that
winning
final
games
drive?
out here.
Is that right?
Yep. Try to go back shoulder. That was the one to Stephon Gilmore.
Yep.
Where he's like, I know Aaron Rodgers likes to go back shoulder, so you're gonna sit on that. And he went front shoulder. It was a horrible throw. I have no idea what
Yeah,
he
it
was
wasn't
doing.
good.
Yeah.
And I don't think that's the guy you go to. I mean, they have no chemistry. This is their first year playing together, too. If you're going to go to someone, go to your best receiver, Garrett, or Lazard. At least he knows what you're about.
He kept trying to go to Mike Williams, bro.
Yeah.
The whole game.
Can you give the ball to Brees, please? Killing me.
Yeah, I hear that. As a 2-time Brees owner.
Vikings, 5-0. I will say right now, I doubted the shit out the Vikings.
Yeah, eating your words, huh?
I will say, I personally think they're the second best team in the league right now.
Woo-hoo! You hear that, Bowman?
Steelers, Vikings, Chiefs. Is that
Yeah,
your order?
That's how it is. Yeah, right there.
That's crazy. Where's the Colts?
The right after.
Right at 4.
The Colts.
I think they're so well rounded.
I'm glad you came around.
the-
Man.
Coaching has to be just
Phenomenal.
top tier.
Yep.
I
Offense
bet
and
you the
defense.
vibes in there just
Yep.
on 10.
Yep.
I mean, you got to walk and play with a bunch of confidence to have a 5-0 record with the guys you have around. Because honestly, it's not like a superstar built roster, but
No.
so you guys got to have just great fucking vibes.
Yeah, it's like a different defensive player most every week that's kind of showing out. There's no real stars. I mean, you think about it, there's Harrison Smith might get a Pro Bowl just because, a name. And then, I don't know, Ginkle.
Yeah.
I don't know if we have more than 1 or 2 Pro Bowlers on the defense, and it's a top 5 defense. It's just schemed and everything. Offense, we have a ton of weapons. We're getting Hawk back next week.
Okay.
Our, top 5 tight end that's been gone the whole Hawkinson Tua, as I like to call him. Yeah, just great vibes, and now expectations are going to be high forever for the first 5 weeks.
Come crashing down.
They start out pretty damn low, and now they're actually going to be a team that people are going to take shots at.
You get the Lions, maybe, off the bye.
We do, yep. Lions is coming off a bye, I believe, in Detroit. But either way, I think, that very well could be the NFC Championship preview right there.
Are the Jets on a bye week too now because they're in London, or do they play this week?
I thought they chose not to, but that would be crazy if they fired their coach on not a bye week, right? So
They play the Bills Monday night.
oh, wow.
We got an extra day in there. We can fire
They're
them.
gonna
They just said,
host
yo, you
the-
could stay. You could have a vacation in London. Just stay.
There's no way. That is crazy. I can't believe that makes that firing even crazier.
You know what I want to go to next?
What's that?
Dude, there was a shootout with Bowman's Bengals.
So you can say a shooting.
Holy
There's a
shit.
shooting.
Oh, you're talking about an elementary school. That's
my
crazy.
God.
That's a crazy topic to
Damn,
transition
bro.
to.
That's what you want to talk about next?
The undefeated Vikings to the elementary school shooting.
Yo.
The shootout in the Bengals versus Ravens game. Both quarterbacks lit the box score up. The Ravens end up winning in overtime, 41-38. What was your guys' takeaways in this game?
Didn't watch it. You guys have to let me
You
know.
didn't
how.
watch your game?
You watch a Burrow game?
You fucking watch that shit.
I was texting you. In OT,
you
I
were.
said they're going to do that dumb thing where they run it 3 times from the 40, then go for a 50-yard field goal for no reason, and then probably miss it.
I do hate those. How
Like
do you, how do you-
Joe Burrow
Yeah.
just cooked the whole
I
game,
know,
and you're going to run
5
it 3 times
touchdowns.
up the middle.
5
Yeah, that's-
touchdowns?
You're just going to
So
concede
fucking
to
true.
a
That's
54-yard
true.
field goal.
I
Like,
hate when teams do that
just
shit.
unbelievable.
I think you I mean,
I will say though, I was like
Get Zach Taylor out of there.
97% sure he was gonna make that.
Yeah. Fire Zach Taylor. Get
we
Robert Saleh
had
in there.
doubts of Zach Taylor in that Super Bowl year before you guys got to the Super Bowl, but then once you got there, it's like, damn. I mean, that buys him 2 more years at least, you know.
It's his
But
crunch
I think
time
it's always
decision
been
making.
him. I don't think he's a good coach.
His crunch time decision making is just holding us back. I think even in the Super Bowl, I thought he didn't perform very well. But he got us to Super Bowl, so it's like, obviously, how are you going to fire him
It's
after he
hard
makes
to
it to
move
Super
off
Bowl?
that. Yeah, super hard to move off that.
Offenses went crazy, but I mean, the one thing I'm looking at is like, god damn, these defenses are so fucking bad. It's crazy.
Mhm.
Yeah, I don't know how the Bengals are gonna come back in this year, down 1-4 now with that bad of a defense.
I mean, Baltimore's defense is terrible, and they've been terrible each week pretty much. And it's never like that. I mean, they always have a pretty good defense. I don't remember when the last time it was like this. They've
Yeah,
always had
not-
dudes
not
on
in our
defense.
lifetime. I don't remember them ever having a bad defense in our life.
And Cincinnati's is worse. I think I looked it up today. They've given up 145 points this year. The only team worse than that is Carolina.
Not where you want to be.
Yeah. It's just
41-24 to the Panthers, who turned it over like 3 times in the red zone.
Is that a Bryce Young 24? Bryce Young?
Brees Young.
We were talking
No,
about Bryce
it's an Andy.
Young. Okay. Who
Thir-
looked garbage this week. but go
38 to
ahead.
the Commanders, 26 to the Chiefs, and the 16 to the Patriots.
Yeah, not great.
At least you got the Patriots on lock.
The
Oh, wait, you
Patriots
lost.
are awful against.
It's
Sorry.
like the most points they've scored all year. Scored 20 against the Seahawks.
That week 1 survivor where the Patriots won and knocked like everyone. That game does not make sense. Usually week 1 games later make sense because like, oh, that team was better than I thought and that other team was worse than I thought. But the Patriots are awful. I don't know how that game
Yeah.
happened.
Fumble as he goes into the end zone.
Honestly, it's the
They
thing
kinda
that
won
we
handily,
literally
though.
talk about every year, and it's like Joe Burrow just doesn't start well. And it's actually a real
Yeah.
thing for some reason.
We mentioned it like off the cuff for one segment because of whatever we were picking.
And I would have thought
but-
that like if Bill Belichick was coaching that team, like, okay, that's a
Right.
possibility for sure.
Right. But this is
So
some
that was just weird,
no-name
you're
dude.
right.
I still don't know that guy's head coach of the Patriots.
You want to know, though? Oh, my gosh, ripped my shorts a little bit. That's crazy.
Crossing your legs now.
Don't zoom in, guys.
Get him, Duncan.
I am
Gay.
really liking, though, that – I mean, how many shootouts can Cincinnati and Baltimore just be like, okay. I mean, you're not going to win every one.
Tell you what, it's good for my Lamar Jackson and Joe Burrow stakes, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Bengals defense, they're going to be putting up – I mean, they're going to be giving up so many points that they're going to have to score so many points. The Bengals, that is,
Yeah.
every week.
In that Commanders game when they were like – I felt like the Bengals played so well on offense, it seemed like. They were going
the
down.
Commanders just scored on every drive.
Yeah.
Jaden Daniels, I've been telling you.
Yeah, he's looked fucking
MVP.
great.
Probably not
I mean,
MVP,
he
but
did throw a red zone
Rookie of
pick
the year.
this weekend, but yeah, still looked fine.
1 interception.
And put up 40? I think he's all right.
Yeah, he still looked good. I'm just pointing out he
He's
threw a pick.
starting to just air it out, too, which was his thing in college.
Some good deep balls.
And, yeah, his deep balls look so pretty. So if he's going to do that on top of he's already kind of as much as you can prove through 3 or 4 weeks that you are able to check it down and work an actual offense, add into that the deep shot throws that like made him his money in college. I mean, he really could be RG3 plus.
RG4.
Could be.
RG.
Could be RG4. Could be Cam Newton Jr.
Lamar tried to hand you guys that win, though. That fucking buttery fingers ball.
Buttery fingers.
I swear to God.
I watched the game, yeah.
I swear he plays fucking amazing just all game, or like, when it doesn't truly matter, just throughout the game. And then, once crunch time comes, or you got to do something to win the game, that he just fucks up every time, it seems like.
Lamar?
Luckily, I mean, they missed that field goal. Derrick Henry busted off a long run to get him in field goal range, so he didn't have to do anything. But that's just how it's been like in Lamar's career, seems like. I was getting ready to
shit on Lamar?
Yes.
I love Lamar, man. I don't think you shit on him.
But that's all I'll say, just because they won, I guess. But he did try to fuck that up.
Yeah, it would be a whole different story if Bengals actually won the game like they absolutely should have.
Oh, you know what? You're talking about Jaden Daniels? My guy, Caleb Williams.
Hey.
Nice game this week. Let's go.
Finally,
300 yards, 2 tutties. Let's go, dude. It was against the Panthers.
I still wouldn't say he balled out,
But
he won a
best game he's played yet.
Yep.
I've seen improvement every week.
I think
At this rate, it'll be the greatest of all time.
That's true. Yeah.
I mean, is that game as good as Jaden Daniels' worst game so far?
Yes.
Okay. I'll just take your word for it because I don't remember all his games.
Better than Joe Flacco's worst game?
Joe Flacco.
The Bears are 3-2. How about that?
I know.
It's mostly because of their schedule. But
I mean, their defense.
they host, well, as much as you can host in London, I guess. But they got the Jags this week. They could be 4-2.
Yeah. The Jags, since getting Trevor Lawrence, might be undefeated in London overseas. They always play really well over there. But the Jags defense is absolutely atrocious. The team that Joe Flacco just shredded.
9:30 Sunday. Waking up for that one?
I thought, well, we're going to be up pretty late because of the Ohio State game.
I'm thinking no way.
So, I don't know about that one. I was up for this week's.
I wake up for most all of them, but Bears, Jags, the morning after a night game, OSU, Oregon, I'm thinking not.
Yeah. I don't know. It depends on how much I drink, really. You guys see the ending of the Bills-Texans game?
Yep.
Were you not thinking the whole time that was absolutely ridiculous on what they were doing, Bills?
Oh, yeah. It was going to be a note I had was the end-of-game management. They just pass it 3 times, 3 incompletions, have to punt it right back. Texans get a little chunk play, kick field goal, win the game. Yeah.
That was weird.
It was crazy.
With a tied game.
Dropped back every time on their own 3-yard line and threw the ball deep as shit every time. And incompletion. Stops the clock every time with only 32 seconds left to start that drive.
Whoever the announcer was just going bananas at that point.
Mm-hmm.
But I remember they did it like the first time, and the announcers go, "What are you doing? You can't what?"
The red zone guy was doing it. He was talking about it.
Yes, they read.
Oh,
yes, I was.
Yeah, that's who it was. Who was
I was
saying
getting
shit.
pissed. He had a bad week. I did not like Hanson this week. Anyways, he was making me mad.
Give him a grade.
I mean, it was his worst game. Feels like once a year I just have so much problems with him. I think this week he took some extra Adderall or something. He was jumpy, and every time there was any good play, he was just going crazy. But yeah, anyways, the first deep throw, I'm like, okay, they just want to take a shot over the defense. It's fine. They still have another 2 downs. They can run it. They can get a quick out where they know they complete, run the clock. But then Hanson was right, I guess, because they did it 3 straight times. Just what did they run? 12 seconds off the clock and then just punt it right back to the Texans. They're lucky they even got the punt off. The punter he didn't have his full yardage to take the snap. And
It was from the punt they were in field goal range. They gained 5 yards and then just kicked in 1. It was that was such a crazy way to lose the game. I don't even know who's do you think McDermott was okay, we're going to take a shot every time here? Or were these just called plays and Josh Allen decided to do that? and throw it downfield every time. I don't know who even to blame on that or if they've set it out here yet.
Yeah, that's one. I haven't heard anything. That's one I feel like I would need to listen to the post-game interviews and the beat writers asking them questions, because there is something, like, someone fucked up there. I don't know if it was play calling or Josh. I can't imagine it's just Josh Allen saying, I'm going to take 3 straight deep shots.
It was like a J.R. Smith just holding the ball when they're tied in the finals. No, he just didn't know the score.
That's
like, we got to bomb these.
What it was.
It's kind of the same thing, too. I mean, people have talked about Josh Allen just, like, trying to be Superman when he just needs to relax. Like, Tom Brady's telling him, dude, like, just take the underneath. Like, take what you can get. Stop trying to just fit it in and throw picks and all that. It's kind of the same fucking thing. I mean, that was like he's trying to be the ultimate man, and then they end up losing that game because of it.
Yeah, that was, like, you're right. He does do that. But this one was, like, even worse than usual. Like, that one just made you scratch your head. I was like, I don't even know if you really were trying to do that.
I don't know. Weird.
Such a low percentage.
Shit. And now Texans are, I think, 4-1 now. They have a really good record for
only loss. Vikings,
yeah.
baby.
And it doesn't seem like they're playing that well.
Like a negative 12 point differential on the year.
Texans?
Yeah.
Say negative 12?
Yeah.
Because we killed them that way.
Bengals -5, 1-4.
See, that's
really?
It doesn't seem like the Texans are playing that well, and they're 4-1.
Wow,
so yeah, that makes sense.
They're -12. Holy shit.
Stroud started off that game really well. Felt like he was doing whatever he wanted to with them, but then
Nico pulled a hammy or something and left in the first quarter.
Yeah.
After a long touchdown. Somewhat stifles the offense, but they also don't have, is Mixon that good? I think so. But he's been out, and Pierce, if you think he's any good, he's not.
Antonio Pierce?
You really do think Mixon's good?
He just played for the Bengals.
Okay.
I think Mixon's good.
He had a good game one.
Yeah, I think he is. He will. The problem is he's coming back from a high ankle now and probably isn't going to look great, at least for the first month he's back, maybe. So, yeah.
They got RBs. Yeah,
I just think that he's like
wait
just the most basic. Like, you hand him the ball and then he just like runs into people. I think he's like
he sure does.
Not special at all. He's just
looked
like
really good
running
week 1,
back.
though. He did.
It's like he's missing an eyeball.
We'll see. I can see him being pretty good for them come like playoff time if he stays healthy.
Covers a lot of the shit just happened this past week. Anything else you guys want to bring up?
Not really. Flacco still balls, but I think we knew that.
Oh, I missed my Steelers. Oh, let's go.
Did you even stay up for that game?
So, no. I watched, and I was so mad.
So
I kept going
people
on.
That don't know, there was a lightning delay in the Sunday night Steelers-Cowboys game that they didn't start till 9:45 Eastern. And the game went till about 1.
Yes, and I knew it was going to happen, and I kept thinking, okay, they keep pushing it back. I was really hoping they'd just reschedule it for tomorrow, Monday night. Whatever. But then it said 9:45 start time. So this shit actually fucked me up because I was watching it in bed. It got to halftime, and it's already late as shit, like about 11. Halftime. And I thought, okay, if I stay up and watch the whole game, I'm either going to be super pissed because we lost or super amped because we won, and I won't be able to go to bed.
Amped at 1 a.m.?
Yes.
On a Sunday night.
Yeah, I've been there before.
And then I'm like, okay,
mostly fantasy football stuff, but yeah, I'm like, if I just go to bed now, I can just wake up and find out. And it'll ruin my day tomorrow, but at least I'll get enough sleep.
Yeah. So I was like, okay, I'll go to bed. But the issue was I wake up a lot in the middle of the night.
Yeah.
So every time I did, I kept thinking about the game. And I'm like,
it's like Christmas morning.
I wonder if we won. Swear to God, that's how it feels. I'm like, I want to know if we won. And then I'm like, okay, well, if I look, I'm going to get mad or I'm going to get happy. And then I won't be able to fall back asleep. So this was just kept going on all night every time I woke up.
You chose the wrong choice.
I don't think there was a right one. I think my sleep just would have been fucked regardless. So that weather delay screwed my sleep schedule. And then I woke up and it ruined my morning for the first 30 minutes when I realized they lost to those male cows 20-17.
Those male cows.
I will say,
cows
though.
are females by definition.
They explain cowboys.
Exactly.
They're boys riding cows.
No, they're cows that are boys.
They're
Yeah,
boys
yeah.
that are, I guess they're not riding cows. They're herding cows. They're milking cows.
Fucking heard
Lord.
that.
Those little cows. On the first half
Milking
that I
little cows?
did watch,
Little heifers.
Yeah,
The
for
Heifer
I will
boys.
say that
heifer boys.
the defense came up huge in those 2 red zone turnovers when the Cowboys are about to score. That's what our fucking defense does, man. Like sack, fumble, TJ Watt, get the ball back, don't let them score. Pick when they're throwing it to the end zone to stop them from scoring again. We held them to 6 points in the first half. That's what our defense fucking does. I'm blaming this whole entire game on our offense.
You can blame your season on the offense.
Yeah, it's like
For
I'm
the
doing the
7th
same
season
thing
in
as
a
last
row.
year. It's just
Since
I
about
don't think
2016.
the difference is that I don't think our offense is as bad as it's been. I just think it's not good.
Yeah.
So, like our
Alright.
defense. Okay, if you would have told me
I'll tell you right now.
before the game that
Oh.
there was a weather delay
I think you
and
knew
for an
that.
hour and a half, we had 3 turnovers, took the ball away from Dallas 3 times, and Justin Fields throws 2 touchdown passes. All these things, but I would have
What's the weather delay have
bet
to do
a
with
lot
that?
on the Steelers
Yeah.
to win the game.
What's the weather delay have to do with that?
If anything, the
Oh,
weather
immediately
delay helps
that night, I
Steelers.
was like, "Dude, we're better coached. This is gonna help us. They're gonna come out flat,
I agree with
and Tomlin's gonna get these guys ready." I swear, I thought that shit. And
that. Maybe a little, or at least you're better than the Cowboys, probably.
yeah, because I think Mike McCarthy's a bad coach, and I think Tomlin's a great one. So I thought that was a plus in our advantage.
Same amount of
And
Super Bowls.
Fields 2 touchdown passes. So if you like look at his box or whatever, no picks, 2 touchdowns. Like looks like he did well, but there is absolutely nothing special about our offense at all. We run the ball a lot, but it goes nowhere. It's just let's just run, punt, run, incompletion, punt. Completely blaming this on just our vanilla offense in that
Is your quarterback black?
that we can't
Is.
that we can't win a game because we can't score enough. I mean, we only let them have 20 points. The Cowboys held them 20 points.
You did sub score in the week prior. But you just gave up too many points in that game.
I know. I just feel like this is going to come down to we need splash plays. We need better offense because we can't just rely on our defense to hold a team to 13 points every week and get a dub. Like, we got to score a little more. So that's where I'm at.
Do you want to trade
It's
for
the
Adams?
Same thing since 2017.
Yep.
Is there anything in you want to trade for Devontae Adams?
Or Tyreek Hill.
Yeah.
They won't trade Tyreek Hill.
100% I would do that. It's so plain that our defense is just still the most exciting thing to watch, even though
God,
Fields is giving
what
us
a team! What a
that's
team to
tough.
watch. Oh, we're on defense. Hell yeah!
I'm just
Do
I
the
I
teams
don't
you play have a QB spy waiting on Fields to run, typically? Or do they just run such shallow routes that they can literally just cover and be spies
it
at the
kind
same
of like
time?
helps them not need to have a spy.
I was
If they're
gonna
all
say,
in
you should get-
shallow zone anyways.
Yeah, something to look at.
You're right. I guess I'll watch that next game and see. But it does seem like too that we're not spread out and we're not running deep route. It's just like it seems like we're still scared to throw the ball, and it's like every other year, and it's frustrating, you know.
You draft a quarterback like Kenny Pickett or something.
But I love Fields' running ability, but if that's like if it's just that when he gets pressured maybe he'll get out of it and run for a first down. You know what, I'm done talking about this. I'm just gonna go in a
Who's
circle.
your OC? After they fired Canada and then they got
We got the dude who was head coach of the Falcons last year,
Smith.
Arthur
Smith,
Yeah.
who loves to run the ball.
Yeah.
So we run the ball a lot, but we
Yeah.
suck at it.
Yeah.
So I don't, like,
Well,
Naj,
your line isn't great, right?
yeah,
it's
our
kinda-
line's injured and they're not that good right now.
Okay.
So it's tough.
That's
Maybe it'll
tough.
look better later. Maybe it'll give him more time, and then we'll start calling deeper pass plays and be able to air it out more.
think Najee's been pretty ineffective. I think he's got the most touches without a touchdown on the year.
That would make sense.
Seems accurate.
I'd believe it.
We also haven't had Jalen Warren, so maybe that'd be another thing to throw in there. Play the Raiders this week though in Vegas.
You are 2.5 point.
If we don't
2
win
and
that
3/4
one,
point
I am going to
favorites.
be very mad. I'm okay with losing to the Cowboys by 3. Like I think it's like okay, whatever. It's just
Especially on a lightning delay.
The Raiders benched their quarterback in the first half, I believe, this week.
Mr. Minshew,
So if you can't beat the Raiders,
a Devontae Adamless
yeah,
yeah,
backup
we'll go into the
QB.
game. Tomlin just go dap up Devontae. Just be like, hey,
And his
bro,
jersey just switches.
you trying to come over next week?
Instantly.
We'll trade for you, big
Like
dog.
a Midas touch.
That'd be sick.
He could be traded by the time you guys kick off on Sunday.
Yeah, who knows?
Maybe. I'd say it happens before like the deadline. But that's a month away, I think.
All right, I can't believe I almost forgot to talk about the Steelers. Let's go. Sorry if that was a little running around. It frustrates me.
I
All
could
right.
see the pain in your eyes. Oh my God. We ruined the segment. We gotta
Oh,
call the
those are all
pod right
yours.
here.
Wait, no, those are all ours.
All right, this is a little different here. This is Intoxicating Roulette, what we've been doing. You've seen us pull stuff out of a hat before, but I'm going to just have one person
So what you
go.
If you guys want to look at the screen for me for a second and just follow.
All right.
It's the Cowboys.
Okay, all right.
I didn't have any.
Pick one, open it up. Tell me what it says on there. You're going to quickly just tell me a reason why this team is the worst in the league right now.
You
I
couldn't
don't
do
like
the
that.
best teams? Oh, God.
Las Vegas.
Las Vegas, why are they the worst in the league right now?
I mean, we just talked about them. I mean, they got Alexander Madison. They're touting around Alexander Madison at running back.
Yeah.
I mean, Devontae's not playing. They just benched Minshew, who they'd started the first 5 weeks, and for Aiden O'Connell.
Yeah, that guy.
But Brock
good.
Bowers,
That's
Bowman.
good. Yeah.
But Brock Bowers, Bowman, and Bede.
Number 1 tight end right now. I
Is
like a
that
little
true?
Brock.
Yeah, that's probably
Yeah,
true.
their defense is even probably what it was supposed to be. So
All right, who you got over there?
I got the Cleveland Brownies,
The Browns.
where you can just see our conversation from about 20 minutes ago.
Yeah, I guess you could go
But
listen.
it's the quarterback. Honestly, at this point, I will put less blame on Deshaun Watson and more blame on the ownership. The Brown family owns the Bengals. That's what always
see, senor.
confuses me.
Yes.
who's-
It used to confuse me, too.
Yeah, the Browns is. Do you know? I fucking know it.
Yeah, it's the dude that owns the. Does he own the Jackets or he owns the? No, I don't know.
That guy is, I think, if I just can't believe it's anything other than him telling coaches, no, you have to start Deshaun Watson, because there's no way the coaching staff
It's
Make the switch.
it's more
He's doing that.
embarrassing to keep starting him than just to bench him.
Yes, by far.
Gotta get over it.
It's
Or I guess-
past. It's past like, oh, we believe in this guy. No, you don't. Everyone knows it. You can only lie so much. It's the ownership, and that is the most depressing thing. And I will give officially
Sounds like you're going to make
Browns
a bet.
fans, you have an out. You have free reign to disown this team and pick a new one. Come pick the Vikings. Well, you're welcome aboard.
They're allowed to pick any team.
I
No, they
think
can't
so.
have a winning record. No,
Well,
and not the Bengals.
listen, it's going to take
I'm
years.
Because I would
of
love to see
fandom.
the disloyalty of Browns fans. That'd be great.
The thing is, I agree that not being a fan of your team because they're bad is bullshit. You should not. You got to be loyal to your team. But if
course.
you are hamstrung by an ownership group that is going to own that team for more than likely your entire life, and it's their fault clearly that the team is bad and there's nothing you can do about it, I think it makes sense that you pay that ownership back by removing yourself as a fan from their team, not giving them any money for jerseys, tickets, TV, whatever, and moving to a team that actually values its fans. So I think their Browns are officially in the rare territory of I think it's justified to not be a fan of the Browns anymore.
Damn. That's awesome.
That's my declaration.
That's awesome.
They're pretty stubborn people, them Brown fans.
I understand if you want to stick it through, but this is
On the
bad.
flip side, if they're eventually like, hey, let's tank, keep that motherfucker in. He's not winning shit
Are
for
they?
you guys.
Do you think they're lower now than they were pre-Deshaun Watson acquisition?
They're
Because the hopes shot.
better.
What do we?
Like their hopes for the team, are they lower now than they were like before they got Deshaun Watson? They fucking sucked.
They fucking
And then
suck.
their hopes went super high when they got Watson. Has it?
Well, there's
has
that
it come
Baker
back
period
down?
where I think the Baker period was better than this one.
Yes. Even beginning Deshaun Watson though was still good. Like you'd like, oh my god. And then even last year, they clearly know because Flacco came through and did it for him that they have a good team. So they're like, okay, well if Deshaun Watson figures this shit out, or we just keep Flacco and clearly we still have a playoff team. But now it's like, it's not even about how good they are because they're just going to keep force feeding Deshaun Watson to the field and it's going to be awful. And they're stuck through 2026. So there's like no end in sight. That's the most depressing part. It's not even how bad you are. It's that there's no clear, like, positive route out.
Listen, I drew the Carolina Panthers for the worst team. Why are they the worst team? They started off the year with that little Sour Patch Kid, Bryce Young. He's just not good. He's awful. Then they switched to Andy Dalton. Somehow it gets a little better, but we all kind of knew that because Bryce sucks. Overall, the roster is pretty bad, like from every single position down. Try to draft young receivers, but if you don't have a quarterback or a team that can block or a quarterback throwing the ball, it kind of sucks. Their defense is bad.
At least they're not stuck to Bryce. Like, they can move on from Bryce Young at the end of this year if they need to. Or give him one more year. It's cheap as fuck for it. Doesn't matter. They can draft a quarterback after this year. They'll be bad enough to do so. At least, like, you can see a way out of there.
I think they're basically like, yeah, we are tanking. And they kind of knew that at the beginning of the year, right after you looked at one snap of Bryce Young. So, all right.
Some bad teams there.
Yeah. There's a few more in there that were in contention. I just leave them in there.
I think the Browns win.
Yeah, I like that one. Okay, that was Intoxicating Roulette. Or Magic Hat Game, or the Hat Game.
Magic Hat Game.
Free
hat.
On to the Survivor. Intoxicating Sports Survival of the Fittest. This is our very own Survivor League where we pick underdogs to win.
You guys have died twice.
This is more pick'em than Survivor.
Yeah,
isn't it?
I know.
I'm alive.
But, yeah, we're just tallying points. We're still all still in it. You're 2-0 on this?
Yeah, and everyone else is 0-2.
Yeah, I'm 0-2. I came up with this because I was hitting underdog money line bets, and then I started losing when I brought this up.
Just thought you could hit underdog
going
money
17-0.
line bets for the rest of your life, just nonstop.
I'll give you 3 points for the first 3 weeks that you said you got.
What?
All right, so did anyone hit theirs last week besides Hunter?
Nope. I got all Reds except for me 2 weeks in a row.
Wow. Okay.
So-
Hunter's taking it right now.
You know where to go. You know
This
who to listen
week-
to.
Uh-huh.
I got mine ready already.
Let's hear it.
We're going with the Thursday night game. We're taking Seattle Seahawks. They're going to beat the Niners. Now, this is a short week. They're currently, I think 3.5 point dogs.
Mhm.
But Seattle is home. Tough place to play. The Niners are 0-2 on the road. And they just came off a game where they blew a lead to the Cardinals. They can't be feeling good. And honestly, they're on the brink of, oh, shit, what are we doing this year?
Seahawks? Aren't they 4-1?
No.
3-2.
Oh, they've lost 2 straight, huh?
Yes.
Oh.
Well, yeah, they did.
Because they were 3-0.
And, yeah, I think Seattle wins here at home. Let's go.
They lost that Lions. That was, was a good game. Bowman, need a sec. I'm going to go.
You got far away.
Should I go ballsy or keep her a little safer? Should I send it? What are you going to do? I'm 2-0. I can send it. I'll go 6.5 point dogs. Give me the Commanders over the Ravens at home.
Thought about this one.
It's a lot of points. They're plus 240 on FanDuel right now, money line. But I think the offense. I'm a believer in Jaden Daniels. He is balling out. They have an incredible points scored. I'm not going to do it on the fly, but their point differential is plus 40 through 5 weeks, which is just absurd. And the Ravens have proven that they're not elite. They're definitely still good. It's at home, so they should be favored by a bit. I agree with that all. But they've definitely shown to have some weaknesses, particularly in defense like we talked about, which I think the Jaden Daniels and the Commanders are primed to exploit. Probably going to be a shootout. I see this total. Yeah, it's a 52.5. That is probably the highest of the week. But anything can happen in a shootout. If Daniels catches a couple extra deep balls this week over Lamar, I think it's very possible the Commanders win this game.
Yes, sir. Did Josias ever message back and say what his pick was?
He did.
Yes.
He wants the Flying Bird Arizona Cardinals.
Wants one of the birds.
Okay.
He thinks the
5 point
Cardinals
dogs
are going to go into Green Bay and beat the Packers.
Okay.
Do you want to try and defend that one for him?
Cardinals just came off an upset, so they might be feeling themselves here. They just beat San Francisco. We've talked about the Cardinals in the past and how their offense is scary. Kyler run the ball. He's got, I think, still, already he's going to be one of the best in the game. Marvin Harrison. Michael Wilson, who I've said I liked, good option outside. James Conner, running back, who is somehow reliable as hell. They could do it. Although Green Bay, I've been wrong about this year so far. They have a tough team. They're well coached, so it could be tough for the Cardinals to upset them, but I do like it.
Don't mind it. Got a comeback 5.5 points on the Pack. I gave out Pack to make the playoffs last week. I think they win this game, but the Cardinals are obviously a decent team this year, so it could happen. Bowman.
I don't love anything out there. I feel like they're all underdogs. So,
Yeah.
All the underdogs are underdogs?
yeah, I don't think any of them should be favored.
Well, can't argue.
Give
with
me
you
the coachless Jets Monday night.
there. Wow. Over the Bills?
Only 2 point dogs.
Yep. 2.5.
I think that Josh Allen
Gets them going?
No, not Josh Allen.
Oh, I thought.
No.
Sorry, I was referring to the coach firing gets the Jets going.
I think Josh Allen can struggle against good defenses and do what Brady already talked about, where he tries just too hard to do something, and I think the Jets can do that to him.
Yeah.
And if Aaron Rodgers doesn't turn the ball over 3 times, and if he targets Garrett Wilson 22 times, hopefully he gets more than 120 yards passing.
Yeah, a lot of quick fucking passes, just like.
That's a good one.
There's our
Was
survivor picks.
The
One of us needs to get a
Did
point.
the Jets play the
Besides
Bills
Hunter.
last year? Was that Monday night game?
The very
with Rodgers?
first game.
Okay.
Yep. And
Where Rodgers died.
It was like, okay, Bills are definitely winning because Aaron Rodgers tore his Achilles, and wow.
Calling for the exact same script to occur.
What do you know?
While we're still on NFL, let's just go into community service. If you guys have any other bets you want to make
this
besides
pod-
these money lines,
Was this pod going over NFL?
Are we talking about football here?
I want to talk WNBA today. Playoffs, baby. Come
Yo, Lynx got a big game tonight.
on.
Yes, sir. Minnesota Lynx. You better believe I got
Name a
bet
girl
on
on that team.
Mia Hamm.
That's
soccer
like a
player.
soccer player who's probably like 50.
Yeah,
That's funny.
she does not even play anymore.
Okay. I have one bet for community service, which I guess is actually a college bet. So my bad.
Good thing we're still in NFL.
Yeah.
Okay.
You guys got any NFL bets you guys want to make, or just recommendations? Josiah isn't here to tell you guys where to eat.
I'll say I really thought about taking the Jags to beat the Bears. I'm not going to put it down there. I'll give it an honorable mention. Like plus 120 for a team that is made London their home, and knows kind of half of going to London, I think, is like the logistics of all the long plane ride, not getting jet lagged, and the different start time. And I just don't see the Bears being coached enough to do that as opposed to the Jags. I don't think the Jags should be underdogs, but I don't. Jags are like the worst team in the NFL this year, so I'll stop there. And
they were in the hat for sure.
Right.
If you combine jet and lag, you get Jag. Jaguars.
I can't argue with that.
Good reason.
Do a quick shout out to the Giants who won.
Well, yeah.
With no Josiah on the
Josiah's
pod.
memorial list.
Yeah.
Gotta give Josiah's props for having the biggest upset of the week, knocking off a ton of survivors.
Josiah's.
I don't even think he watched the game, but I still don't think so. He texted us like a half hour later.
Maybe he's locked in.
They blocked the kick
just
to win the game.
Maybe his TV was on delay. You didn't know it.
Oh, half hour delay.
I will say
so.
I
That was
bet
prime mid-afternoon nap for him.
I live bet the Giants to win that game. They're like plus 210 or something. I saw that first drive they went down was nice. They just fucked it up with that fumble return. And then the second drive was so nice, and they scored. I was like, okay. I mean, I feel like I could do this. So Giants won me like profit $21.
$700.
Thank you.
Oh.
All right, Brady, before you give out your pick,
Yeah.
do I need to remind you of your record on the year?
Yes.
We need a winner out of you. You are the only person bringing us down here.
Okay.
Shice is down like
Dude.
0.7. That was really loud. But Bowman and I are holding you up. We're still up 3 units, so you have room to miss. But if you could give a winner, it would help this.
I will say that like I win a lot of bets, but I don't do my research until the weekend, so I don't give it out on here. But I think I got one here for you.
Here we go.
It's college football. It's South Carolina is at Bama. Bama just lost to Vanderbilt. Huge upset. I'm taking the over 50.5 on this game. You can find this pretty much anywhere other than FanDuel right now. I think FanDuel is 51.5. But like Caesars, BetMGM, DraftKings, when I looked earlier today, it's at 50.5. So bet the over at minus 110. I think this game is either going to be Bama mad and beating the shit out of South Carolina like 50-10, or we've seen Bama's defense just give up a shit ton of points. It's going to be another shootout. So then a high shootout with South Carolina. Either way, I think it covers. Hit that over. Let's go.
All right. Yeah, I see it. Over 50.5, minus 110 at Caesars.
Nice.
Staple book. Yeah, I think that's the only one. I don't really.
Oh, and Bama is 4-1
recommendation.
hitting the over this year.
No recommendation other than make sure you watch the OSU Oregon game this Saturday night. Should be a fucking banger. That I hope we win, but Will Howard looked pretty fucking bad last week, so we will see.
I'll say I really liked him, and then Michigan State, he had a couple iffy throws that made me worry, and then Iowa he did again.
Yep.
Had a couple. So
definitely not sold.
I don't know.
But he is leaps and bounds better than Kyle McCord, so I will not complain too much.
Yeah. I'll say give us credit, too. I mean, we put up 35 points against Iowa last week, whose defense is always one of the top in the league. So we still scored against them, and then, we kind of winded down in the fourth, not really trying anymore, put our backups in. Defense for Ohio State is number 1 in yards allowed, number 1 in scoring. So as much as we want to complain about like our DBs looking iffy, pass rush not getting to them as much as we want, it's still number 1.
Well, let's play a decent team first.
Yeah. So this is going to be a very true test here because their quarterback is one of the best playmakers in the league, Dylan Gabriel.
It's 2 first names.
Some may say.
Yeah, a quick shout out to Upper Deck in Grove City. They hand out Jello shots every time the Buckeyes score a touchdown.
Oh.
They're very small jello shots.
Well, yeah. Jello shots
Nice.
cost like 3 cents to make, right?
That's
There's a lot of
dope.
touchdowns in games.
It was a good third quarter, yeah.
Yeah, I bet.
Yeah, that 7-0 at halftime was like, dude, what the hell? At the same time, though, was never worried one fucking bit.
Just check to see if your mic was on.
Yeah.
That'd been fun. That'd have been fun.
Yeah, we'll see. I think right now the game is Ohio State -3 or 3.5. It's different on multiple books.
Open 4 though, so it's actually gone towards Oregon a touch. Not
Uh,
worried, of course, but
No, we are not. Like, put together, head to toe, our team is definitely better. But we are this is in Eugene, Oregon, by the way. So
Eugene.
that changes.
I've heard it's a
everything.
very tough place to play as well. Their games look lit when you see them on TV. I assume it's going to be a different environment. But we're going to be partying hard,
Hardy
drinking,
Shoes on.
doing drugs.
shoes on, and watching us
Strippers.
score touchdowns, ripping a couple shots maybe here and there.
Here and there.
Yeah, both places. Be shots everywhere. Trash.
I'm going to
in
give
the
out
house.
a final score for the game.
You're gonna guess it.
Yes, and if I get it correctly, you have to, if you're listening to this, have to individually text me and say, Brady, you are the man. I love you. Final score of the game is going to be low scoring, defensive game. Ohio State wins 24-20.
All right.
There it is.
If you do it, all listeners have to shotgun a Four Loko. If you don't text
Agreed,
Brady. If
yeah.
you don't text Brady. Best segment in the world?
Yeah, best segment in the world. It is our very own Drunk Draft. Man, people been raving. I've been hearing them. They've been talking.
Been dancing.
Last week
hitting
we
the
had
clubs.
Pop-Tart flavors, which
Been
I
raving.
personally loved. And the votes did not love me.
Pop-Tarts didn't love you back, man.
When we drafted, I knew your team was going to win.
It was a good team.
So Josiah's. He had brown sugar cinnamon with the second pick in the first round. I think maybe if Josiah's took it and then he had longer to get back, maybe it would have been spread out more.
I'm surprised I got what I got. Brown sugar, cinnamon, second round wild berry, third round strawberry, which is just the three of the staples.
Yeah, I'm very confused on why I only got 3 votes and Josiah's had like
you got 3 votes.
Yes.
Wow, you should do 2
Josiah's
shotguns.
had
That's your 3 shotguns. Yeah.
11.
Dude, you got killed.
Like, how did he beat me
What
by
did I
that
have, like,
much?
25.
Yeah, you had 26, I think. It was just like cherry, chocolate fudge. Who eats those flavors?
I agree. I would have voted for you
People that
10
eat
times
Pop-Tarts?
over his.
Like, what the fuck? I just don't understand that, man.
That is pretty crazy. I didn't realize it was that fucking disparate. Holy shit.
But yeah, that's why I shotgun in the beginning. So Hunter won. He chose what he said earlier: wide receivers of the
Right.
2000s.
Right, receiver.
Wide receivers of the 2000s.
Definitely my favorite position, I guess, to watch in football. And, well,
Sus.
probably, I don't know. Do you guys have like a position in fantasy that you think you do better with in general?
Oh God,
Because
I
for
have
me, it's
so
wide
many
receivers.
fantasies about positions.
I don't think I could say I'm really good at one thing.
Yeah, you probably good at none of them. Yeah.
Pick
I
good
have no idea.
defenses from time to time.
defenses.
I feel like I'm good at picking defenses.
That's funny. But yeah, I just feel like there's been some baller wide receivers since we've been born or watching football. We basically, my cutoff is of the 2000s, which we were 5 years old. So
Yeah.
more or less our football or our life best wide receivers. And I had a blast putting my list together. So hope you guys are ready to lose.
I'm
Yeah.
ready. I got the first pick, and then it goes Bowman, and then you as the winner or
Yep.
last.
Let's do 4 rounds. Before we start, did you guys think there was like a clear top 3? I thought there was a clear top 3. You could put those in certain order, but
Could only come up with 2.
Sure. I'm
Two.
like kind of thinking like, because I'm also kind of thinking, who the hell are they gonna vote for at the same time?
that's
Like,
fair.
it's not just based on like kind of facts in a way. So I don't know.
Yeah, this
kinda-
draft, yeah. I've thrown facts out the window in drafting.
It's all opinion. I mean, this is completely opinion.
Yeah, but then if you're like ranking people, all right. I'm going with my first pick. It's Hunter's Minnesota Viking, Randy Moss.
Love the pick. Love the pick. He was definitely in my top 3 that I was talking about.
Randy. You.
Where do you go to college?
Marshall.
Goddamn right.
Those
Survived the plane
herds.
crash. Only person to survive the plane crash.
Clashed.
You said that both times too.
No way.
God damn it, too much Clash of Clans.
You still play that, Bowman? You done?
No. I don't.
I don't either.
All I play is chess on my phone.
Nice.
I just look at my
Chess
fantasy
puzzles
team.
specifically. I think this will be in your clear top 3, and that would be Mr. Calvin Johnson.
Oh yeah, Megatron. That was that's
Good
who I
pick.
had at 1. But I had Randy Moss at 2, so I understand. Now, you guys don't think there's an obvious 3?
Oh, dude, what are you doing?
I was just bothered by this. I would say there's a third.
Why am I not? Okay, it's just not going. Okay.
I think there's a clear third.
Oh, it wants me.
Do you agree, Brady?
I'm not gonna tell you.
I
though.
mean, there's a group of like.
no, actually, there's not. A
There's
clear
one
third.
who is all right. I don't know who are you picking?
So I think it's pretty clearly Julio Jones.
Oh,
Like, Julio's a dog.
I mean, okay, I wouldn't.
He at his
No.
peak.
I wouldn't say that. No. I mean,
Really?
I agree he's in the top group, but I just don't think it cuts off at 3.
Maybe I just have
Yeah.
a lot more affinity for Julio Jones, and at his peak he was unguardable, and could do even more than like what Randy Moss could do.
Didn't even make my list.
There's no way.
Who are you going next?
4, I forgot about this guy for like half the list. Then I'm like, holy shit, how can I not put him on there? I'm gonna go with Larry Fitzgerald at 4.
So I thought you were gonna say at 3.
Okay, that's fine.
Nice pick. Nice pick.
Almost beat the
that would be
Steelers
fun.
in the Super Bowl. Larry Fitzgerald.
Almost. Keyword.
Almost.
Give me Mr. Terrell Owens.
Wow. I mean, don't get me wrong, on my list, but like slowly made it down my list as I remembered dudes.
You
Like,
got bad
thought about
memory.
it.
Yeah, I was hoping one of those guys would be left because that was like the group.
I feel like I
right
know
there.
that Brady likes Terrell Owens too, so I kind of wanted to tag him.
I always thought he was a cocky dude and didn't really like him while he.
Most of these
Played-
wide receivers are cocky dudes.
Yeah, but he's just funny to me now, and he's just very, very good. I'm gonna go with my second pick. I'm gonna go Tyreek Hill.
That was my dude.
Blast off,
I
baby.
had after Fitz. So I agree. One of the most unique players
Yes.
to play in our lifetime. Absolutely unreal speed.
Unlike many others.
Agreed. Who you got next?
I got one on here that says "Don't pick" next to it, like in fantasy drafts.
You don't think it's gonna be a fan favorite?
Not really. Don't. What are you doing? All right.
Hey, you're not gonna pick him.
Yeah, what? That's free.
I'm gonna go with one who's still playing,
Oh, I think I know who you mean. Go
and
ahead.
at the time, he's just had incredible career, makes great ass catches. Has had bad quarterbacks, so should have had a better career, but still been great. DeAndre Hopkins.
Oh, okay. That fit another person that I thought you were going to say, but definitely agree. That is another one that I didn't think of for a while, then quickly made it up my list pretty high. Because he was hell of a wide receiver in his heyday as well.
Yep. Beast.
Okay.
Over to Blowman.
Third overall pick for Team 2 is going to be a man of color, Antonio Brown.
Okay.
Okay.
A wild way
His
to
last
say that.
name.
Okay, was that the guy you said don't pick?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, that makes
That
sense.
says let someone else pick. Figure out.
Yes.
I
but
think even maybe, I mean, any publicity is good publicity. And, his Twitter account is a hell of a follow.
Yeah.
CTE ESPN.
I mean,
but also just a
I-
fucking
He's like
scorcher for what, 5 years,
Yeah,
6
he was
years?
like for those 5 years, like the best in the league. So yeah, he's incredible. I just think that when they see this on the voting board, they're gonna think that I picked him and then not vote because of that.
Do you think people are out to get
So
you?
I did not want to pick him. Yes, I think so.
What'd you ask?
He thinks people are out to get him and not voting for him.
Oh no, you just suck, dude.
Okay, all right. So look, they're gonna be like Antonio Brown. Oh, he played for the Steelers. Brady's a Steelers fan. I hate the Steelers. Fuck Brady. I'm not picking that team. That's why I didn't pick him.
Oh my
I don't know if that's true at all, but yeah, we'll see.
Definitely agree though. He's what 7 on my list. Went 8th. I mean, do you remember, there was multiple years he was the number 1 pick overall in fantasy. I mean, he was top of
And
the
delivered,
game.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was a baller. Speaking of people that have been number 1 pick in fantasy, he's only year 5, but I think he deserves to get picked, and that's Justin Jefferson. He honestly was 6th on my list.
I figured you'd take him.
I
had thought about taking him just before you for fun.
Yeah.
Regardless, if I
wouldn't have
cared.
been happy, and I would have picked Antonio Brown right there.
Well.
To be honest, that they're back to back on my list.
Well, if I would have took him, people would have thought I was Hunter, then they would have voted for me.
There you go,
Is that how it works?
Good logic. Yeah.
So so you agree that like even though this is only his 5th year, he deserves to be on this list?
I was
Yeah,
gonna
he's
vote
like
him
a
down.
bona fide Hall
I was
of
going to go
Famer,
on a
right?
spiel about how he sucked, but I wanted you to not have him. But I forgot to do that. Yeah.
He was on my list.
I was just checking some of these dudes' like career stats, and he was the only one I could see that had a 1,000-yard receiving year in his rookie year. Most people took like 3 years to get there. But yeah, I think he's a baller. And then from the youngest dude on the draft to probably the oldest, but going back and looking at his career stats, holy shit, was he incredible.
Mhm.
Marvin Harrison Sr.
Oh yeah.
put up some fucking numbers at the beginning of the 2000s. And I always knew he was sweet, but he really was a baller.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
Marvin
put Junior on the graphic.
No,
Harrison.
Do you get both?
I
He's a
should.
dog.
You should get everyone in the bloodline. This is great. We have actually taken 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We've taken my top 9 and we've only picked 10 people.
Nice.
And my 11th, so we're only one missing. So
Ooh,
glad we're in the same headspace here.
I'm between two then.
Okay.
Ooh.
We're starting to get down there where I think you could defend a few different.
Yeah, I know.
You know.
Trying to think about who would get most votes.
Yeah, I'm trying to think about that too right now. Some of these guys I feel like are a little older to where, like, it depends on when you started watching football, that you'd really know what they were about.
That was my only hesitation with Marvin Harrison Sr., but he was just so good that you can't.
Yeah, I
leave
feel
him
like
off.
since Junior's here, then the people know
Maybe,
about him
yeah.
more now.
Right.
So I don't know. But Peyton Manning, just having him to throw to all his years, that was great.
Right into that other
Give
guy.
me Chad Ochocinco.
No fucking way. I'll say he did not even make my list.
I wrote him down.
That's for the fans.
Although at the time might have been Chad Johnson. Which one do you want?
I-
Johnson or Ocho?
Yeah, when I thought about it, I thought of Johnson. I forgot kind of that he changed the name to Ochocinco.
Oh,
If you're gonna
my
make the
gosh.
graphic, then
Let me literally say, his name is Chad Ochocinco Johnson.
oh, is it?
I believe so. Yes.
I got a lot of things I could do here with this.
You actually have almost
You-
infinite possibilities. Not even close, but
you
you
had
know.
it is.
You
Last pick of the
thousands.
draft, right?
Yeah. This is Mr. Irrelevant, but he's probably a Hall of Famer. So
Let's wrap back
I
around.
won't call him that. I could go for 3 more rounds.
I'd go another round.
We've
No,
never
I
gone
don't
more
want
than 4
another
rounds.
round.
Only 3 of us. It'd only be 15
Another
picks.
round.
Less than a.
Okay, I'm
I
gonna
would.
take this guy who's wants to get traded right now, and that's Devontae Adams.
Still good.
Super crafty, great hands, one of the best in
Whoa.
the league for the last 10 years. Probably still is.
Does Bowman's talk of another round, or are we just saying honorable mentions? If we do another round, we gotta do 2, because it's got to wrap.
No, I don't want. You don't need 2 picks. Back.
All right, so we're done. Wraps it.
Sure.
All right, we're done.
Yeah.
All Honorable mentions?
Quick honorable. Just because I have a list, I just read off who wasn't picked.
Sure.
In order of who wasn't picked: Andre Johnson.
Yep, got him.
Surprised I didn't go. OBJ, Steve Smith, Reggie Wayne, Mike Evans,
Yeah.
Torrey Holt, Cooper Kupp, Brandon Marshall, Stephon Diggs, and Victor Cruz had to get an honorable mention.
Victor Cruz.
Had to get an honorable
What?
mention. Had to.
I did not have him. I did not have Odell.
Hines Ward.
I did not have Cooper Kupp. I did have Hines Ward.
I mean, these are down. These
That
are
dude's down
like
there.
15 to 20 on my list that wouldn't have got picked
Yeah.
anyways, but still like very good receivers.
Reggie Wayne, did you say him?
Yep, I said
Okay.
him.
I had Deshaun Jackson,
Thought about it.
a different type receiver, long
about
ball,
it.
speedster.
Yeah.
I had Keenan Allen on my board. He was
Did you really?
very last one.
Wow. Can't give me shit for Victor Cruz if you're picking Keenan Allen.
Oh, I mean, come on, dude. Victor Cruz?
Victor Cruz is a baller.
What?
Pretty sure he had a 1,500-yard season.
I mean,
didn't
who's got
So,
their,
I mean,
their
for-
jersey on the wall?
So for like 1 year,
he? No.
he was
All right.
sweet. I think it's probably
It was
two
not
and a half
a long
years
time.
where Victor Cruz was sweet. I kept Odell off because I didn't think he was
Didn't
great
play-
enough
do
for
it
long enough.
Honestly, no. Okay, let's see. Wow, yeah, Victor Cruz only played for
AJ Green.
5 years.
Yeah, just
Okay, he had a 1,500-yard, 9 touchdowns, 1,010 touchdowns, 998 and 4 touchdowns, and then so he had
Oh.
like 2.5 years. So yeah, I thought it was a little
that was
longer.
right. 2.5 years. Let's go. You said 1,010 touchdowns. It threw me off. Oh, shit.
1,010 touchdowns.
Yeah. I wrote Wes Welker on here. If it got down to it,
He came through my mind.
I was gonna try
Sure.
and get like, oh, everyone remembers this mini little dude.
The little white guy. Did any white guys make our list? No.
Could we have taken a tight end? Is that a receiver?
No.
Okay. Well, we didn't.
Right.
Oh, I also wrote Jerry Rice on the list, but I did not take him just because
He just played the year 2000. or
his
something?
back hat or his like last 5
Yeah,
years.
I when I thought of like kind of only counting years in the 2000s.
I was only I didn't want to take him because I didn't know if it'd be fair, and I don't know. If people saw that.
I agree. It probably shouldn't have been taken. Good list though. I had fun making this one, like just kind of reminiscing and looking at stats and shit.
All right, let's fucking go. This is a fun one. All you sports people out there, go vote. It's gonna be out again this weekend.
All the
Sports
sports
people.
dudes listen to the sports podcast.
When we,
I hope so.
you know, we got a lot of girl followers. You know, not really. I don't know. When we come back next week, Steelers will have won, and the Buckeyes will have won. Just letting you know right now, baby. Let's go.
Vikings won't have lost.
Cheers.
Cheers.